You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hey there, welcome to episode 261 of the Soul Forge podcast.
Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soul Forge.
Well, hello, gang. Welcome back to the show. It's been 2 weeks since I recorded an episode because it's the tail end of summer and I've been taking a little bit of a break. I assume or expect regular weekly episodes to come back eventually, just not sure when. Today, I am absolutely freaking exhausted. It's been a busy weekend, and this past week, the last few days at work have been extremely trying with the heaviness of the flyers, the amount of the mail now that we're back to school. It's just been a lot, and the extreme heat has been especially challenging these last few days. So I had all kinds of different plans for this week's episode. As it comes out, it'll be September 8th, 2022, which is the 56th anniversary of the first airing of Star Trek on NBC back in 1966. Although it did air in Canada 2 days before. Official Star Trek Day is September 8th. There's going to be huge announcements and all kinds of stuff for Star Trek Day that Paramount has got planned, panels and all kinds of stuff. Of course, this is not a pop culture podcast, so I won't be covering that. But I just wanted to acknowledge that's the day that this episode comes out. This past weekend was my 46th birthday. So I want to talk a little bit about that as well. Had a fantastic weekend. It was absolutely friggin' fantastic. September 3rd was the day, and that was exactly 5 months since I moved from Timmins back here to Sault Ste. Marie. And it's been an eventful 5 months. What did I do for my birthday weekend? Well, I went over across the river, which... for those of you not from Sault Ste. Marie area, across the river means we're going to the United States because we're a twin city, the Twin Saults, and you go across the bridge over the river, and then you're across the river into the United States. That's what it is. I think I probably talked about that before, but whatever. So I went down to Mackinac City, which is about an hour away, and it's a very touristy area. I walked along the shops, had some dinner, got a tattoo on my left forearm, on the inside. I guess that's the forearm, whatever it is. Yeah, it's a globe. It's the world, and it has all kinds of meaning. Mainly new adventures and enjoying the journey and that kind of stuff. There's a few other things that it means, but that's basically what it is. What else happened? On the Friday before the Saturday birthday, had a nice fire in the backyard here with my brothers, and that was nice. Stayed up real late. Yeah, normally I'm in bed by 10, and was up till after 1 o'clock in the morning. So stayed up until it was my birthday, so that was different. That was fun, hanging out with them and stuff. Very good.
Hey, this is Dr. Trek, Larry Nemechek, and you're listening to Soul Forge with Sean Vanderloo.
What did I get for my birthday? I got a few gift cards. Amanda, who you've heard from before, got me some Star Trek stuff and a few other random things, which were really, really cool. And how do I describe this? Well, someone special got me the Sword of Omens, which is a life-size replica of Lion-O's sword from the cartoon The Thundercats.
The Eye of Thundera, a Thundercat's in danger. Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight.
which was my favorite cartoon in the 80s. And so I got that life-size replica, which I have wanted for many, many years. So someone special got me that, and it was quite a surprise and awesome. What else is going on? Let's see. In the world of pop culture, I've been watching the new Game of Thrones series, House of the Dragon. I've seen 3 episodes so far. They're pretty great, actually. Saw the first episode of the new Lord of the Rings TV show. I was falling asleep during that. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I'll have to give it another go. First 3 episodes of She-Hulk are pretty awesome. I've seen most of season 3 of the Orville. I've been enjoying some stuff. 2 episodes of Star Trek Lower Decks have come out so far. They've been pretty great. Just enjoying the pop culture, not enjoying the extreme heat. Had a great, fantastic birthday on the weekend. On the Sunday, went across the river again to Kinross County Fair. I hadn't been to a county fair in decades. Saw cows and goats and pigs and all kinds of different animals, antique equipment. There was a bit of a fair there, so went on the bumper cars and a pirate ship boat, one of those things that go back and forth like a pendulum. That was something else. So that was a lot of fun. Watched a little bit of a horse competition. Yeah, just walked a lot. Had my picture taken with a little goat who was super photogenic and just wanted to visit with everybody. So I wanted to bring him home, but of course I couldn't do that. Especially, I'm sure you can't take livestock across the river if you're not licensed for that or whatever. So yeah, overall, great weekend. I'm now 46. Yeah, so that's a thing. So I was going to get a guest to come on and talk about some random things, but timing didn't work out. So for the second part of the episode, after the promo for another podcast here on the ESO network, I'm going to play most of episode 8 that aired 5 years ago. It's basically me talking about what I would wish for if I found a genie and had 3 wishes. So I'm just going to play that. That was a short episode back then, and it was a fun one, just a thought experiment. I'd love to hear what your 3 wishes were or would be. soulforgepodcast@gmail.com. Always looking for feedback, so that would be great. So anyway, why don't you check out this promo for another podcast, listen to the episode 8 that I put in here, and we'll talk again real soon. So take care of yourselves and each other, and without further ado, here you go.
We have 30 seconds to describe Thunder Talk.
We got big interviews.
Super rad music.
We're proud members of the ESO network.
Yeah, they're probably going to fire us.
I wouldn't blame them.
We've got jokes.
Adult jokes. And nerd junk.
Woke nerd junk.
All the woke nerd junk.
Find Thunder Talk on the internet.
And the ESO network.
Ta-da!
What are we going to talk about today? Just a quick show. I was thinking, we always say, I wish this or I wish that. And so I realized, you know what? I say that quite a bit. Oh, I wish I had more money. Or I wish I was a little bit taller. Or I wish it wasn't raining. And we're just throwing wishes around all willy-nilly. What would happen if a real, actual something happened? We came across a genie, for example, rubbed the lamp, and there he was, and he said, hey, thanks for letting me out, I'll give you 3 wishes. What would we actually wish? That's a big responsibility. You've only got 3 wishes. And of course, we all know the clause that you can't wish for more wishes, because that just invalidates the whole idea of 3 wishes, because you can't go around the limitations of the clause or of the idea. So, what would I wish? I used to wish, when I was a kid, I wanted, I want $1 million. And really, that's a lot of money, but it's not enough to last you for your entire life if you're going to have a lot of fun. So, what would I wish? Well, I've thought about it a lot. And one of the things that I really, really wanted was immortality. Now, I've played a lot of D&D games, and there's always wishing going on in that. And the one thing I learned from D&D, or Dungeons & Dragons, is that if you're going to wish for something, you have to make sure you pronounce it or enunciate exactly what it is that you want, because the genie will mess up with your wish, and it ends up backfiring. So immortality is a big thing that I've always wanted. So I could wish to live forever. But the unstated clause is that, you've got your immortality and you're living forever. You did not wish for unlimited health as well. So you're immortal, but you're sick for the rest of your life because your health keeps going down. So you're this undying, sickly creature. That's not good. So is that one wish or two? I wish for immortality and unlimited positive health. I don't know if that's one or if that's two, because you said and. That's a tough call. I guess you'd have to ask the genie first, if you're allowed to ask questions, that is. And then I thought, okay, so I've got my immortality and my health. What do I get as well to go along with that? I could live forever, but if I'm poor, that's not very good, right? I'm always starving, but I'm never dying, and I'm wasting away to nothing. So, do I wish for, say, $10 million in my bank? Well, that's great, but if I'm immortal, then the banking institutions are not always going to be the same throughout future time. So that's not good. What do? Do I wish for a mountain full of gold? How are you going to transport that? And what if somebody finds it? So you can't have all this crazy currency. I figured the next best thing would be to wish for well-rounded musical talent in all aspects. Because, now get this, you might not have any money right now, but if you've got all the musical talent, and that includes everything, that includes songwriting, singing, playing every instrument in every different country, and all that kind of stuff, right? You could do the didgeridoo, you could do a guitar, you could do the lyre, you could do any instrument at all, you could sing in any different kind of language, you could write any kind of different song, and that would include poetry as well, so you could be a traveling itinerant bard, and somebody's going to pay you, because throughout all of human history, there's always been the need for entertainment. You don't need an unlimited bank account for one of your wishes. You could wish for unlimited musical talent. You'll always be in demand. You could be a musician, you could be a songwriter behind the scenes, all kinds of different things, right? So, you don't need a bank account, and as long as you live forever and you have the talent, you can make your own money and be paid in whatever kind of currency is available at that particular instant in time. That's it. Now, do you wish for world peace? That's a nice wish, but I think that's a cop-out answer, because if you really think about it, the whole idea of humanity and what they say is that humanity is the universe gaining consciousness to observe itself. So if you just wish for everything to be perfect, then there's no need for struggle, there's no need for conscious awakening. So you can't just wish it away. You have to let that happen naturally, natural evolution. And because you're immortal, you can actually watch it happen. And because you've got all this musical talent, you can guide it in the social media of the day. So that's what I would wish for. I would only use 2 of my wishes. I would wish for, well, I guess 3. Immortality, unlimited positive health, and all-around unlimited musical talent. That would be what I would wish for. What would you guys wish for? That's what I'd like to know. Let me know in the comments. You can tweet us, you can email us, anything you want. If you haven't left a 5-star review in the iTunes store, I would very much appreciate it if you would do that. Also, share the links, join the Facebook group, tell everybody you know. Let's get the word out about the Forge. And remember, without deviations from the norm, progress is not possible. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Soul Forge. I hope you found some value in it. To contact the show, please email soulforgepodcast@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at soulforgepod. We are Soulforge Podcast on Facebook, and you can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo. Please spread the Soulforge word by rating and reviewing us in iTunes and by telling everyone you know. Thanks for stopping by the Forge.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.